Us on our different zip code benders, our road trips, our nostalgia, our thought-provoking questions, and our undying love for nerds. Remember, you're never alone if you have the bros. Just us and bros.
Hey, bros, welcome back to Just Us Bros podcast. As always, I'm Hokey Joker.
I'm Petru.
I am greenest of lanterns.
Flashman.
Peacemaker season 2 is back. We just finished up watching the first 2 episodes. And guys, how are we feeling about it so far?
Pleasantly surprised.
I am too, but I also feel like that this season is going to focus more on their, not the tragedy of characters, but their it's more going to be a character driven, like not as action packed. It feels like more storyline driven, where people have issues and they're trying to work through them. That's what I feel like this season is going to be more about.
I feel like that it's even the first episode started off with a bang and had a little bit of the action in it. But yeah, I feel like it's more grittier and for some reason like more impactful and not just the dumb jokes left and right, but I feel like it's more heavy, if you will. And I really kind of like that. Yeah.
It's starting with that little bit of darker tone with the thrown in smartassery that I wanted out of season 1, and I'm finally getting them.
For me, meh. So far.
What do you want? What's making you? What are you missing that you really want from it?
Well, I guess nothing's really happened. And I don't know. Some of the stuff has been cool, like the interdimensional travel stuff, but I don't know, something so far, just nothing.
A lot of
It's just
Yeah.
like I'm waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, because it kind of feels like a slow burn where you're waiting for something and still waiting for something to happen, but it's like Harcourt and Peacemaker, they were about to make up, it looked like, at the party in the second episode, and then they didn't, and then it just went to, oh, I guess we're waiting for that again throughout the season. I'm like, damn it, come on.
Yeah, but he's going to the other dimension because that one actually pays attention to him.
And I guess I'm thinking from that, thinking the rest of the.
And I guess I was gonna say season 1, I guess the first 3 episodes were kind of slow too. So I guess they're trying to build the story.
Yeah. And from what I've seen, I think Steve Agee said that the whole second half of the season is going to feel like a completely different season than the first couple episodes. So I guess we have that to look forward to. Maybe that's more action packed.
Is it going to be
in a different
directed by somebody
universe.
different?
So I think one of the biggest things that we were worried about was how are they going to put this Peacemaker in the new DCU, and I think they did it pretty seamlessly with a little bit of getting jarred, if that makes any sense. Like I noticed when they're like previously on, and then Adebayo's on the phone, it's like, "Mom, can't you send in the Justice Cut gang?" And then I think that was a little jarring. But then, like at the end, when you see the Justice Gang show up, I feel like it was just like typical James Gunn. Like, oh yeah, that happened. No, it didn't. This is what happened. So, were you guys expecting something bigger for the transition into the DCU?
No. Well, that's why I was also telling y'all, make sure you watch the previously on the DCU, which to me, honestly, that was kind of refreshing that it was just real quick. Oh, well, we're not going to go with this. We're going with this now. Deal with it. It was kind of like Iron Man 2 where they changed Rhodey. It's like, I'm here. I'm new. Get used to it. I'm like, okay, cool. Here we go.
Yeah.
They don't have to make it a big grand spectacle and be like, oh, crap. What are we going to do now? So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I was going to say, I remember watching it and she said Justice Gang. I'm like, I don't think they said that before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they showed up. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So, go ahead, Josh.
My only pet peeve with the beginning and the previously on is that they changed the intro for where it's, it showed all the Justice characters, the whole DCU, all the animated stuff. And now it's just the cheesy ass Superman, the old school style. That jarred me worse than the Justice Gang at the end of the previously on.
I kind of like that though.
I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, I did like the new intro too, but Man, that old intro was beautiful where it showed everyone and then all
Mhm.
of the stuff. That was great.
And it
But
wasn't
yeah,
tied to any one actor. I mean, it was just all of the characters.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my only
yeah.
pet peeve for the intro.
Speaking of the intro, I it's hard to top the old theme song. Maybe I just got to get used to it. It feels more like a Greek tragedy now as opposed to like an energetic. Like that's the vibe I'm gonna get out of it.
The
Um,
dancing is definitely a little bit more
out there.
depressing.
Which I think tracks for the way this season is going to be. It's not more depressing, I would say, but definitely more somber,
Yeah.
slow. Because Peacemaker season one, the intro song was,
Let's
boom,
have fun.
it's getting you ready for the show. This season,
Yeah,
the intro song is, oh, this is nice, but also I'm bringing my energy level down because we're going to be talking about more serious stuff mostly. It'd be cool if like in the middle of the season they changed the intro again, but I don't think they would. But I think again, the season two intro, I think it tells the story again like season one did, because I was listening to the lyrics and actually watching what was going on. So I'm thinking parts of the story are in there just somehow. I just haven't figured out yet.
yeah.
It's gonna be one of those things where you look back after the season finishes and it's like, oh, that's what it was telling us.
Okay. Moving on to characters and plot. First off, can we all agree Eagly's a badass after season two? Even more
Fuck
of a
yeah.
badass.
He
Even
took
more.
out a whole squad by his fucking
Ooh,
self. Like,
He's my
ooh,
favorite
yeah,
Ducks character.
He's your
damn
favorite.
right.
that's what I was gonna say. Tim Meadows' character in this episode, he might be my new favorite character because these ducks, man. What's that parrot doing? It was just great.
Well,
But when he
and-
said ducks, I was also thinking, I don't give a fuck about these ducks.
I knew it.
I don't give a fuck about these ducks.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So to contrast that, Drew, when Tim Meadows first showed up, I was excited because I like Tim Meadows as an actor, SNL, all that. Until the very end when they got attacked by Eagly, I was not impressed with Tim Meadows' dry, almost forced humor
yeah.
until the end.
Oh, I thought he was just messing with the Cotomos, and he's like, "What's that parrot doing?" And like, I got bird blindness. It's real. Like, are you just messing with them now?
But to me, I think it was because it was Tim Meadows. That's why I thought it was hilarious. If there was like any other comedian, like or anybody else, like the hell, that's just too
Yeah.
weird. But because it was Tim Meadows, I was like, ha, yeah, bird blindness. I can't
like,
tell
I
how
could
big this
only-
I can't tell how big this parrot is. Somebody help me.
I do like how they're linking this to the Superman movie as far as like the whole interdimensional travel is now becoming the problem, and like that's why they're pinging Peacemaker. That I think is nice. Like that's actually really well thought out. I mean, kudos to James Gunn for that one. It's not just they're hunting him down for no reason for the murder of his son. It's got a backup plan.
Well, to me, to counter that, I kind of think that Rick Flag Senior is using that as an excuse to follow him because he really wants to get revenge for his son.
Oh,
That
oh
was
no,
my
I agree.
thoughts as well.
But it's got like no, this isn't revenge. This is because of Metropolis.
Yeah.
But that being said, do you think there's a possibility that Rick Flag Jr. could show up in this alternate dimension?
Yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
also too think that's going to happen. I think he's going to be Harcourt's new boo.
Mm.
Because in season one, I think his brother said something about, yeah, your ex, isn't she dating that jarhead now? Like Marine. I think
Oh
maybe
yeah.
it's going to be, I think it might be him because they really would have to bring him back because if they're focusing so much on Rick Flag Sr.,
Hmm.
it would make sense. It would track that Junior is here too, but I guess the alternate dimension Junior. Also, I want to see alternate dimension Vigilante. I wonder how
Oh,
normal he's going to be.
Yeah, I think he's
Scary.
I think it's gonna be like really like normal, like fanny pack normal, like or so weird normal. Like,
Fanny pack normal. What is fanny
well,
pack
like
normal?
he's gonna be the type of guy who's so weird that he like wears a fanny pack out and he thinks it's okay.
And New Balance high socks.
Bite me.
And
I'm wearing
Hawaiian
that.
shirts at 9 a.m.
I'm sorry. I want to be fashionable and comfortable at the same time. Um, I do. One thing I do love about certain movies is like anything time travel, dimensional. I sort of love seeing when like a character meets their doppelganger. Like the Flash season 2 did it, which I really liked.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious to see how it's going to happen. Like when obviously Hardcore's going to go into this other dimension or see Peacemaker with Hardcore, and she's going to be like, what the fuck?" Like that's going to create, I think, some really interesting dynamics of like, like her seeing himself, but like that's not really her. Just as an example, just like Vigilante seeing himself, or like you said, um, Rick Flag Senior seeing Rick Flag Junior. Like
But
the
what about Peacemaker dropping his own head?
exactly, yeah.
That was wild.
Which that was a good fight scene, but I mean we've only seen what one Peacemaker helmet power too, so and I don't even remember what they were, but or what he said, but
Well, and all I could think is take his helmet, take his helmet, take his ninja
That's what I
stars.
was thinking too.
you take his
Ninja
suit,
stars.
yeah. Like don't like because I was like just
The jetpack.
yeah.
Yeah, take all
But
of that stuff.
I mean, they could definitely make a bigger deal out of. Or they should have made a bigger deal out of like him actually like confronting himself or like defending himself, like uses like some sort of therapy of like getting rid of the old Peacemaker or something like that. But I don't know.
They're
It's
gonna
just,
have to.
use it as a metaphor.
At least we got confirmed that Adebayo and her wife were from Gotham.
And it was kind of sad to me that it was also confirmed that they had split up or
Split.
were
Yeah.
taking a break. I was like, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, well, just like I forgot what we were talking, what movie we were talking about, but it's like the end of the first movie was like, oh yeah, they're on top of the world, but then like the next thing, like they're down here again. So you got to bring the characters back down. Like, yeah, Peacemaker thought like, oh, I saved the world, I'm like going to be cool now, and then you have Guy Gardner and Maxwell Lord calling him a dick the entire time. So I mean, you got to start from there. So that's probably the only logistical place to put Adebayo. Um,
Also, in the first episode when they were doing that interview, who was the girl? Does anybody know who that girl that came out crying was supposed to be?
was it like White? I think I saw something was like White Rabbit, or but she is a character, like an actual DC
Well,
Comics.
I figured she has to have some kind of significance somewhere.
I think
Yeah,
she's tied to a Batman's rogues gallery, but I've never seen her before anywhere else.
but I mean, even I've seen like one of those Easter eggs where I think she's a White Rabbit and White Bunny, something like that. But I also saw another Easter egg where when he does enter the dimension for the first time and he sees all the articles, they mention the Ultra Humanite and some rainbow beasts. I can't remember
I
the name.
saw Ultra Humanite. I didn't see the other one.
I didn't either.
Yeah, but oh, I will. What do we think of his brother coming back? I did not expect that actor to play him. I didn't realize that Roy from The Office has made it now. It'll be interesting to see how they like actually fight because you can't allude to them being these awesome superhero team and not show us them being a superhero team.
That's true.
Yeah. Um,
Also, didn't Roy from The Office look a little more jacked than the last time we saw him?
oh yeah, he's gotten jacked. Yeah. Didn't he get jacked in the show too? In The Office?
Maybe the last season or two.
Yeah. Like when he gets married to the other girl and they're like, wow, he looks good. Josh, what's the guy's name that plays his dad? T2?
Oh,
Robert.
Is it Patrick something?
yes. Damn it, I'm drawing a blank. Robert Patrick.
Robert
There it
Patrick.
is.
Robert Patrick. So he's
Him
back.
playing him playing the alternate dimension of himself.
I still think he's
That's
going to
how
be.
he actually acts.
Yeah.
In everything I've ever seen outside of, him playing a villain in a movie or a show. So I was like, huh, this was weird.
I think he's actually going to be the exact same person, just with more like. I think he's exactly the same as season 1, but they just haven't revealed that yet. Also, he was a really good villain in Double Dragon. If anybody else has seen that movie.
But
I
it
saw
looks
it
like
twice.
they're also trying to set it up like him and his brother and his dad are like a crime fighting trio.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, like what do they call them, the top trio,
something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
something like that.
So does that mean that there aren't other metahumans there, or what does that mean?
Well, there's imps, so I feel like if you have imps, you got to have metahumans.
Well,
Yeah.
that's in another dimension though. But like GL is saying, there may be that universe may not have metahumans because there's no mention of Superman being part of that team. There hasn't been no mention of Superman at all. And if the top trio, the TTT, is in Gotham, I mean, obviously, I guess that means there's no Batman there to save the day unless Batman got.
I think this episode, I am wanting more action, but I am sort of liking the deep dive of what's going on. But I think a lot of this alternate dimension hopping is going to be like a form of therapy for Peacemaker. Like he's going to get hardcore. He's going to have closure with his brother. He's going to have more closure with his dad, unless at the end they're trying to kill him and he has to kill them for
Yeah,
killing.
but
Yeah.
it's not real closure because it's not the real people that he had relationships with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think it's going to be quote unquote closure. I think it's going to be more of throughout the season, he's going to realize this isn't as perfect as I thought it was. Why can't I just go back to the DCU universe? Because he's going to be like, oh, this seems great. She's with me. I'm with her. Yada yada yada. Oh wait, no, something. Oh, I don't like this part. Oh wow. Oh crap! I realize this isn't right. This isn't right. And then he's going to be like, oh, well, I guess the team's probably going to have to go back to get him from that alternate dimension, and they're going to interact with their counterparts too.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I think. I think it's going to be more of, oh crap! I realized that where I think the grass may be greener on this side, it's really because it's watered with some kind of special stuff that I don't like.
Yeah, he's gonna realize that like the other hardcore is just like I like her because she looks like what I know, but she isn't really what I know.
Yeah.
Like so, what Vigilante is surprisingly taking a step back as far as characters.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the whole dismembering the body of
Well, the first two episodes have definitely focused on Peacemaker and Adebayo. It seems like they're going to be a core to the story because she's his best friend. Don't tell Vigilante that though.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe the dynamic is going to change eventually. He did get his famous butt dance in that party though,
Party.
and then he became naked for some reason at the end of it. I don't know how or why.
Well, and I do like what they did with Economos as well, with just bringing him in like he's the man on the inside who's like just sort of he's I don't want to call him a weasel because that sounds negative, but he's like still like looking out. He's like, hey guys, you're under investigation, just like lay low. Well, then Peacemaker just gets hammered. It's like screw it, I don't care, and then like leaves. So I'm interested to see how that turns out because the only person who knows about it is Vigilante the only one who knows about it, or did he tell Adebayo about it?
I think she knows.
Okay, yeah, because I wouldn't trust Vigilante to come forward and be like, actually, I could see him letting it slip where he's like, oh man, I miss Chris. I wish he didn't go to the other dimension. What other dimension?
Yeah.
But and also, does he leave the door open every time he leaves the dimension? Because that could be how they get in. Because who would know his password? I don't know. Question.
Hitting the keypad, is it just a steel door? Is it a real closet? Like,
I think I'm guessing the keypad is what activates the door because
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
it is just a real closet. That's what I'm thinking.
I was just gonna say I'm interested to see what happens in this other world. The one thing that bothered me in the first season when he is in that other world, and then he sees his dad and he sees his brother. This is very much like the Batman Begins Nolan universe. It's pronunciation. Chris, what are you doing here? I thought you were in Bloodhaven. Don't call it Bloodhaven. It's Bloodhaven. But
Well, I'll give him a pass because it's not our dimension, so maybe they don't know how to pronounce things like Buena Vista.
was there anything y'all didn't like from the first two episodes?
probably the pay. They're shorter episodes, and by the time it's like, oh, I'm getting into it, it's like it's over. Good
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that's how I guess the episode 2 that I watched last night, like as soon as I felt like something was getting ready to happen, it was over. I'm like, oh, well, this sucks.
Yeah, like I want to see it.
I didn't like hardcore not winning the bar fight. Like I feel like she let herself get beat up on purpose because she wanted to feel the pain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she smiled at the end of it.
Because she definitely could have taken all those guys.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Well,
But
I
for
think
what,
that
for what it is, she was trying to get beat up to feel the pain. So I get that, but
Yeah.
damn.
yeah, I think this whole episode's good. A whole season's gonna be about like therapy and like how you deal with trauma, disappointment, bad news, and how life changes, and how you just got to deal with it, and how everybody deals with it in their own way. Some people just punish themselves. Oh gosh, this is getting deep. Some people run away. Some people try to overly fix it. So there's at least 3 hardcore, Peacemaker, and Adebayo.
Well, and then Economist is gonna be facing like he's gonna have to choose a side at some point in the season. And obviously he's gonna probably pick Team Peacemaker, but
Oh my God, we
it's
hope so.
yeah, it's his job versus his friends. Like you could even tell in the second episode when they were on the rooftop and they kept saying, "Oh, you, where have you been? We're so glad you're back." And he's like, "Oh, really? I've just been around the corner in this van," but he can't tell him that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Vigilante knows.
Well, Vigilante knows, Adebayo knows.
Yeah. I think Hardcore's the only one that's not fully tracking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel like we've seen everything in the first two episodes that we've seen in the trailer. So I think there's a lot out there that we haven't seen other than the only scene is like when
I didn't see the trailer.
then I won't say anymore.
Yeah.
So that means we have what, 6 episodes worth of stuff to see that we haven't seen?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Which I do like that about James Gunn. He like loads like the first like 30 minutes of his movie into the trailer and maybe like sprinkle a little bit of something, but it's like he leaves a lot unknown, which I really like.
Which is the way it should be.
Yeah.
So far, our Peacemaker has not dressed up as Peacemaker in the first 2 episodes.
Mhm.
No.
It'll be interesting to see how this all pans out for sure.
What do we think about the helmets versus OG Peacemaker's helmets?
I actually really like the new one more, personally.
I don't.
They're more aerodynamic.
Hmm.
I'd rather have the alternate version helmet riding on a motorcycle than I would the ours.
I just think the OG one's got character. The same with the suit. I like the simplistic look of but when the new guy's like wearing the all the different little detail bits, it's like, okay, now it's getting a little too technical.
I didn't pay attention to them,
Oh,
so I have no idea what you're talking about.
I put the new helmet from DO3D down in the chat. Look at it.
I thought about downloading it. I was like, I don't really like it though.
Oh, that's weird looking.
Yeah.
Who had that helmet on?
That was the Peacemaker from the other universe, the one that he killed.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
alternate.
It looks more like it looks like a motorcycle helmet. Almost kind of like a Hawkman, like if you had the little wings coming out from the sides, it's almost like a Hawkman, Hawkgirl helmet.
Yeah.
Why
Anyone
is-
A
actually-
lot of titties.
Yeah.
I
I was
mean,
gonna say, why does Rick Flag have black hair, but in the Creature Commandos he had gray hair?
We've discussed that in Superman.
He
It's
said,
artist rendition.
huh? I thought it said because the actual character of Frank was, and the actual person, sorry, was couldn't died for a movie he was doing, but I guess in any future outings he's probably gonna have gray hair again.
he died
Maybe
for
they'll-
the new role.
Maybe they'll say something in the season to where it's like, oh, my hair's gray now, or just when he shows up, it's gray. Deal with it. So we'll see.
Or didn't at the end of Creature Commandos he got the crap kicked out of him by Frankenstein and he was like in the hospital? And like
That reminds me, I've not finished Creature
I
Commandos.
haven't either.
Shit.
Does this take place before or after Creature Commandos?
I thought it took place afterwards.
Most likely after, I would say.
Okay. Well, who knows? Maybe they'll just flip it on our head and then it'll be like, oh, this is a prequel to Creature Commandos.
Well, also, I guess we're 8 months after the current story's taking place 8 months after he becomes leader of Argus.
Yeah.
Which is so it's like 8 months after Superman.
Had he just become leader in Superman?
I don't know. We'll have to look up the timeline. Because he traveled in the dimension, and then 6 months later is when he did it again. So there's a 6 months gap where he didn't travel, which I find that hard to believe, to like through the dimensional gateway. So I think it's the initial travel, and then Superman happens, and then this is where season 2 kicks off, or this is where most of the season takes place. That's what I think. I am missing. The one thing I am missing that I want is where's that old man who was the neighbor of where's your coterie of supervillains? I want to see him in the second dimension, at least. Like where he's giving them like kudos and not giving them crap.
He'll probably show up in the second dimension again, I would assume.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of deep cuts in the second dimension where a bunch of the characters from season 1 we're going to see in not season 2, but dimension 2.
And there's a couple characters in the opening dance sequence that we haven't seen on screen yet. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Did you guys also notice that there's like 2 hardcores in the dance sequence? Like one's more like ours and the other one's more Housewives.
Well, that's because that's
1970s
because
dress. Yeah.
both Dimensions characters are actually in the opening.
They're not the same character, two different characters. Yeah. All right, bros. What did you think about the first two episodes of Peacemaker season 2? Are you thinking it's a slow burn like us, or do you think it's more exciting and more deep than others? As always, I'm Hokey Joker.
I'm in the real dimension.
I'm Green Lantern.
Flashman.
And until next time, guys. Oh, cheers.